Now, I want you to watch how fast language changes when the facts stop cooperating. That's the tell. When persuasion fails, they don't adjust policy, they redefine reality. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now.
Just recently out in Minnesota. So a lot happened out there. What can you tell us about what you experienced out there?
I can tell you that ICE is murdering people. Minnesota State Police are using sonic weapons on civilians that are protesting. They use something called the LRAD that makes people experience permanent hearing loss and bleed out their nose. I mean, it's just like straight state terrorism going on in Minneapolis. But also the youth and the different communities of Minneapolis, Somali community, and they are incredibly organized.
Seeing that firsthand, how did that make you feel? Seeing that type of, terrorism happen.
I mean, to be honest, it's pretty customary. Obviously, as black people in America, we've always experienced state terrorism. That's the name of the game. That's just what it is. So it's not that it felt like something new. You know what I mean? It felt like 2016 when we were protesting after the murder of Laquan McDonald. It felt like 2020 George Floyd. It's really not a joke. Like, people are definitely losing their lives. And, they're tear gas and protesters. But like I said, man, black people have always experienced fascism in this country. So I understand why a lot of people in the black community are not particularly inspired to take part in any of this. But I will say, this concerns all of us, man. Like, I've been to the apartment building in Chicago where ICE came with helicopters and rappelled out like it was Black Hawk Down, dragging black women out their homes in the nude in the middle of the night. Like, I've been there, I spoke to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, ICE is targeting black American people as well as black immigrants, Caribbean, African, Afro-Latino, Asian. I mean, so many people are being targeted. And so I do think it should be a great equalizer, something that brings people together, because ultimately we all in the crosshair, you know what I'm saying? Stay safe, stay in communication, stay in community, and just stay alive, you know what I'm saying?
Notice the language. This guy, they're targeting black people, targeting. Not I disagree, not this is harmful, but terrorism as well. That word isn't about truth. It's about shutting the conversation down, really. Because once enforcement becomes terror, any response becomes justified. And if you ask me, that's not activism. That's narrative sabotage. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going through whatever or not. He's fabricating the story or not. I'll just say that I don't think it's under the same pretense as this, if that is the case, personally. So in that sense, I will call it cap. And here's where the lie breaks, because the public, they ain't buying it. You see this? Holy smokes. Minnesota could be on its way to flipping red. New poll just dropped finding by plus 14 points. Minnesotans want Democrat leaders to assist ICE and President Trump with arresting illegals. Help ICE 50%. That's plus 14 points in comparison to don't help, which is at 36%. Brutal. Flip red. Minnesota elect a GOP governor this year, is what Eric Dahl wrote. Shout out to Eric Dahl. He's definitely going to be leading a lot of these clips today for sure. 14 points. That's not confusion at all. That's not only clarity, that's rejection in the face. While activists scream all this terrorist. I combine activism and terrorism. While they scream all this terrorism crap, voters quietly say, hey, we need some help. We need help ICE. What you saying? Now, this is where the panic begins, too. When the messaging machine loses sync with reality, it's over. And when that happens, the pressure doesn't go outward. It really just turns inward. I think that's the word choice that I will use.
When I naively started speaking about it, the reaction from leadership within the Department of Human Services was very quick and very swift. I was perp walked out a very embarrassingly long hallway. And my badge taken away and told I was under investigation and actually banned from returning to the building. And it that's the kind of thing that sends such a chill to everyone who saw me walk down that very long hallway being escorted out. Anyone who sees that would never want to speak up again. When I naively started speaking about it, the reaction from
Tim Wald's whistleblower, she got perp walked, put out there for show. Would y'all agree that seems like he was trying to make a point? This is what systems do when they are afraid of what comes next. They don't disapprove you, they remove you. Don't disapprove you, they remove you. Badge gone. Perp walked out. Investigation threat. It's not accountability, man. It's quite literally intimidation. There's nothing funny about that, by the way. I want to add that. But the scariest part for them, the excuse, it doesn't work anymore. Because ICE just confirmed the arrest of 650 illegals in West Virginia as part of an operation with local law enforcement. No riots, no violence. Imagine that. Red states do it right. Same ICE. That's the same federal law, but no chaos, which kills the talking points instantly. This isn't about enforcement being dangerous, vicious and vile and coming after black people. It's about leadership not following, but allowing disorder. And eventually, come on, y'all know this. The truth is going to slip out.
Short of workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here. Short of workers.
What? Hold on. We're gonna go down to the end of that. What did he say?
Ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here. Sure.
This is the quiet part. Right here. Ultimate goal. That explains the resistance. That explains the chaos tolerance. That explains why enforcement has to be framed as evil all the time. My guy, he ain't hesitate. He just went, brrr. Because once voters connect, goal and behavior, the narrative dies. This right here is us connecting a motive right here. And when the narrative dies, y'all know what happens with the lefties, the Democrats, man, they get physical.
You fucking disunion ethics, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking home. Go fucking home. You fucking Nazis. Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Fuck you. Fuck you. You said you were right. You fucking Nazis.
Oh my gosh. The whistles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come out. Man. Now this right here, this isn't no protest. This is the mob intimidation. Right here. And notice who's missing. We got to call it out. No leadership, no authority, no intervention. Silence here isn't accidental, you ask me. That's all I'm saying. It's strategic, which is why the conversation, suddenly changes once I can get it pulled up.
Well, Michelle, it's good to see you. We just watched that clip of Kristi Noem, and she was talking about these protests being well-funded and well-organized. I want to focus on that well-funded piece. Do we know anything there? And would you, now running for U.S. Senate in the state of Minnesota, would you like to see an investigation into this?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we've heard this time and time again across the country that some of these biggest, loudest most, I guess, successful protests by their standards are funded. And we've seen, the entrails of this. We see connections. Look, protest is fine when it's peaceful. I am all about the First Amendment. But when you start throwing cars into the mix, when you start throwing frozen water bottles, when you start throwing ice cubes, big chunks of ice at law enforcement agents, when you start to do these things that are violent and dangerous, you are making the scene dangerous for everyone, yourselves and law enforcement included. So whoever's paying for this, you see a lot of the gas masks, you see a lot of the signage that matches. I'm sure there were organic protesters as well, and that's fine. And if you don't like the law, we have a process in the United States of how to get that fixed. But we have this crisis of leadership here in Minnesota, and I think in many other places, where our government, quote unquote, leaders are saying, get in there, get in their face, disrupt, resist. And this is just laying the foundation for a really dangerous situation for everyone. This crisis of leadership is why I'm running for United States Senate.
Yes, investigate the funders. Seriously, investigate them. Ooh, but this is the line that scares them. Not speeches, not chants, but money. That money line. Because once funding gets traced, panic turns into exposure. So, yeah. And guess who feel it first? You ain't gonna believe this. The voters.
No matter how much hate I get, how many insults are thrown at me, how many people tell me I'm a traitor, how much people tell me I have a nopal en la frente, like, there's nothing, absolutely nada, that will ever convince me to vote Democrat. Nothing. Nothing at all, okay? And let me tell you why I will never vote Democrat. Very simple. 1, I'm not a part of the LGBT community. Duh. 2, I don't hate white people, and I'm not racist. 3, I don't believe in abortion. It's not right. Especially up to 9 months. That's crazy. And then 4, I know how many genders there is. So I don't have a problem with common sense, okay? Anything else, you can cry about it, you can complain about it, but to me, the real traitors are always going to be, I can only speak for my kind, my race, my nationality, my culture, however you want to flip it. Though, for me, the biggest traitors are the Mexicans that are Democrats, because they can't tell me one thing a Democrat has done for us. And then they mention DACA. DACA is like the only thing that they mention. Like, okay, well, Obama did DACA. Let's break it down. What does DACA really do for you? It protects you from being deported, right? If you are going to school and you're working. And to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't mind being corrected if I'm wrong, You might know more than me because I'm not a dreamer. But every 2 years or so, they have to keep reapplying or something like that. So it's nothing permanent. It's not like the dreamers actually get to permanently stay. It's not like they become citizens. I think it's like a temporary thing. Like I said, every so often they have to keep renewing it. So to me, it's like, okay, so you mean to tell me that all these years that the Democrats were in position of power and they had the ability to do something, like actually do something for los Mexicanos, they didn't do nothing. Nothing. You guys can't tell me one thing that they have done for us. And I'm still waiting. I'm still hoping that one person in the comment that's a liberal can tell me, what law did they pass? What did they do to make sure that us hard-working Mexicans can stay here in the United States permanently? So don't mention DACA. DACA was like crumbs. Obama gave you crumbs with DACA. Made all these promises about legalizing people and giving you papers, right? And they gave you the bare minimum. Literally, Obama gave y'all crumbs. And to you saw him as some type of hero. So please enlighten me. What have the Democrats done for the Mexicans.
Ooh, excuse me. Y'all know we allergic to the BS. Ooh, I cannot just sneeze like normal people. I just want to sneeze once. Wow. However, this isn't rebellion. This is abandonment, not anger, not even debate here, just exit. That's when systems really panic, is what I'm saying. When leveraging stops. And then, the numbers speak.
The Math Ain't Mathin', Part 2. Today we're going to be focusing on the ABC Learning Center license number 1095850. This is located in Hennepin County, and they are licensed for 40 children. That means that's the maximum amount of children that the state will allow them to have in their facility. Year 2025, this particular facility received $1,042,000 and some change from the state for the state subsidy money. That's tuition money only. The numbers that I'm going to talk about are in a hypothetical situation stating that their facility is maxed out with 40 children at all times, that every single one of those children that are attending that facility are receiving 100% state subsidy money is also pretty rare. Using that data, the maximum amount that they would receive at their center would be around $908,000 per year. And again, the data shows that they received $1,042,000 in the year 2025, and then in the year 2024, it was over $1 million as well. And like I said, all of these numbers are assuming that every single one of the kids has 100% subsidy, which again, it doesn't happen that often at all. My facility is in a Title I zone, which is a low income zone, meaning elementary school will serve like a free and reduced lunch to the entire population of that school. That's how low income it is. And last year, 2025, I went and looked at our numbers. We received $72,000 in tuition assistance. So our facility is double the size. We're in a different state, but these are typically federal funds that are trickling down to the state, that are trickling down to the centers. And we only received $72,000 in state subsidy money. And they received over $1 million. So it just really makes you think, you guys. Like, I just want you to challenge what you see, do your own research, do your own thinking. Like, does this look right to you? Because it doesn't look right to me. This is our tax money. This is our money coming from our pockets, our hard-earned cash. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. So, daycare, math, fraud right here, y'all. This is the part you can't spin, right? The math doesn't care about ideology or politics. It just exposes it, right? Quite literally. And when numbers don't add up, someone always asks who benefited. I mean, that's the only appropriate question here. Now, why did I play this clip, man? I wanted to give y'all a full scope of Minnesota because, we started it with Vic Mensa talking about, or being asked about Minnesota, giving us 2 cents. And I just kind of wanted to give a broad scope of everything that's taking place. So here's the pattern. Extreme language, suppress whistleblowers, selective chaos, quiet admissions, missing leadership, and money trails. That's not coincidence. That's the system reacting. And it's reacting to the realization that people stop listening. And when control slips, panic replaces strategy. I can't even talk. You're not watching the end. You're watching the reaction. And reactions are when mistakes happen. And if you made it to the end, I want you to go and put something quite simple. Just panic mode. How about that? Panic mode. Throw it in the, I'm going to say it one more time. Panic mode. Because y'all all the time, I don't know what you said. I couldn't hear you. There we go, though. Other than that, y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.